Well, here you are. You've reached the end. Been a journey, I hope. Hopefully, not too long of a journey. I always like your feedback, get your comments. This is just a free course that I'm offering that's out there public, out in the interweb, if you will. I do want to finalize this with the action steps and support. I think that's vital in launching whatever it is you're wanting to achieve your goals, new habits, breaking old habits. But first off, I want to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for you to reach your goal now? Remember, a few modules back, I asked you what that number was. So, from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very important and 10 being important, again, the key word is important, right? Not needing, wanting, having to, or got to. It's important to you to reach your goal on a scale of 1 to 10. Has the number changed? Love to know what your feedback is on that as well. So, what is a small mini action or step that you can do today? I mean, super duper small. What is something stupid small that you could do today? Right? So, here's an example. There was a time, and I use this story a lot in coaching, so any of you that are watching this or listening to it that have been a coaching client of mine for years or months even, you probably have heard this story, but there was a point in time that I wanted to be a reader. I was deeply desiring that to be a part of my identity, right? I wanted to be a reader. I am a reader. And what does it take to be a reader? In my mind, it takes being vigilant. It takes being consistent, daily reading, daily learning, growing. And what I thought it meant was, at the time, the story that I created in my mind was just like, I'm going to read a chapter a day. And I thought that was easy. I thought that was small. I thought that was stupid small. And at the time it was, because the book that I was reading or enthralled in at the time was big font, big, concepts, big pictures, maybe just like a couple paragraphs per page. And, the chapters were short and the read was easy and it was well written and you could just, super simple, right? So I read a chapter a day and I just flew through that book and I felt amazing, felt incredible. Every day I was checking that box and felt good about it and had, this great momentum and grabbed my next book that was in line, just whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was. This is a long time ago, but this book was fine print, really deep content. Like the content was something of, really mind bending and deep. No pictures at all. And the chapters were, in my opinion, way too long. But what it ended up doing was creating this barrier, right? Because I had this rule, I had this story, I had this belief that I had to read a chapter every single day or I wasn't a reader. Well, I attempted to read that chapter day after day, and then what ended up happening was it sat on my desk. That book sat on my desk. I looked at it every day, multiple times a day. Multiple times a day, I'd look at it and go, well, I just don't have time right now to get involved in that. And I just created these barriers of pain, right? Remember, we move away from pain and we move towards what feels good. And it didn't feel good anymore to read that chapter. So that book sat there for not days, weeks, months without reading it. I had the realization that I'm no longer a reader. And that shook me right to the core because I am a reader. And in order to be a reader, I need to read every day. So I lowered the bar. I lowered that rule, if you will, or that bar to where I could cross over that bar every single day. So what I did is I dropped it down to a page a day. Stupid small. Remember, make the goal stupid small. In order for me to be a reader, I read every day. So I read 1 page a day. Do I read 1 page a day? It's very rare. Very, very rare. And this is something I don't know that I've actually shared with any of my clients. So I have a couple of books that I'm always reading. Actually, right now it's 3 books, to be honest with you, that I'm in progress in. But these books, I not only have like this stupid small goal every day. I mean, I can show up and I could read a page even on my worst day. I can read a page a day when I have the flu. I can read a page a day when I have 6 clients stacked back to back, right? Which is my max in a day. I can read a page every single day because I have 3 books. 3 books. One is right here on my desk. One is in the bathroom right around the corner. There's 2 bathrooms in this house that we're staying in temporarily, but there's one by the bathroom. And every time I use the bathroom, I read a page. So I stack a lot of things that I do. I love stacking. So that book is there where I just grab it. I read a page. The one by the bathroom, I'll admit, is a really easy read. But the one here by my desk, I usually take time and a reprieve about midday and reflect. And this book is more of a reflection type book. It's really good. It's more about me. The one in the bathroom is more about my clients and kind of deep diving into topics that I really enjoy. And then I have one out by the porch where I can go outside and be in the sun or fresh air and read a page. So there's different books, different topics that I enjoy, that I feel like I'm learning and growing from, but they're where I basically trip over them. And I know for a fact that I'm going to hit my 1-page goal every day. In fact, I leaps and bounds overdo that every single day. But there are days, rare, but there are days that I just read that 1 page. But my goal is so stupid small that I know that I can reach it every single day. I know that every day I can get a hit of dopamine, oxytocin, you name, all these happy hormones are going to flood through my body because I have books set out to where I will see them. I make it super simple, right? And the one that's located by the porch, I really enjoy that because it gives me time in nature too, whether it's fresh air, fresh sunlight, fresh whatever. And sometimes when the weather is not cooperating, raining, snowing, too cold, whatever, it's placed right there where I do have a big window and I can enjoy the sunlight, whatever that is, the natural light coming through the window even on the worst day. But I deeply enjoy that part of my identity, and it's not something that's I put on social media or anything like that. It's just something that's deep and near and dear and true to my heart, and I am a reader. So 1 page per day, make it stupid small. An action just towards your goal. It could be something really, really, really tiny. One of the other ones that I talk about quite frequently in coaching sessions is putting the shoes on, right? When I first started working out, it was really difficult to navigate how to fit fitness or working out or moving my body into my life. And I found that the hardest part was putting on the dumb shoes. Right? Just putting on the dumb shoes, finding the time of day to put on the dumb shoes. And once I figured that out, where to fit it in my world and block out that time and show up every day with a smile on my face and just have a small miniature goal of just putting the dumb shoes on and just moving my body for 5 to 10 minutes. That's all I got to do. Oftentimes when I get moving 5-10 minutes in, I could do a few more minutes. And sometimes that's what it takes. There was the summer before COVID, I was taking a class that really had me used up a lot of my time along with my coaching clients and my workouts and everything else. Like something had to give, right? Something had to come off of my plate. So for a summer, for about 3 months, I didn't go to the gym. For 3 months, I was like, how am I going to do this? It's really important to me to move my body every single day, powerfully, effectively, and feel good, and keep my body healthy and strong. So how am I going to do that? So what I did for 3 months is, so I ate 6 times a day. Little transparency there. That was what I was doing at that time. So 6 times a day I would eat small micro meals. 4 of the meals I would walk to the stop sign and back, power walk to the stop sign and back, which ended up being about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how fast I went, depending on if I took my dog, depending on the speed, depending on if I was listening to something, so anyways, but I would power walk 4 times up to the stop sign and back. I didn't have the time to drive to the gym and work out and drive back. I didn't have that time. So I fit it in my day. But again, sometimes it's just about adjusting. It's about finding a place in your day, creating a small, micro, mini goal, finding a way, being pliable, being willing to experiment. But what does it take to accomplish what you want to accomplish? List out the actions required for you to change or hit your goal, and just pick one and make it stupid small. And make it measurable, which means how often do you need to do it? How stupid small can you make it where you know that if you show up, you accomplished it, you check that box off, it gives you a hit of dopamine, a hit of oxytocin, that you feel good, you showed up, you did it. I am a reader. I am fit. I am active. Whatever it is you're wanting to create with your identity. And so how stupid small can you get the time per day and when? Right? Make it measurable. Don't forget to take something off your plate or move things around to make room for it. You can't keep piling things onto your plate. And what will be the reward? How will you reward yourself? And how can you set yourself up to win? Right? Make that goal something attainable, right? 3 months or less, something small. Right? You can always create another goal, another finish line. But if that finish line is a year out, 10 years out, 12 years out, 20 years out, it's too big. It's too big. Who will hold you accountable? It's vital that we have support. You know, the success rate of doing it on your own is about 1%. When you have accountability and support, it goes up to 90%. So who can you turn to for help? What can you do now courageously to take action? Contrary to popular belief, but I believe action creates motivation, not the other way around. Many people think they need to feel motivated before they act. It's not true. The motivation builds with the actions that you take. And honestly, motivation, I think, is a fancy word for action. So commit to doing the action, even if it's stupid small. And whatever momentum it is for you, it will build as you keep going, as you keep taking action. So learning new skills and knowledge or establishing a new habit creates a new neuron pathway in your brain. But I will tell you, it's like hacking away through a jungle. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes energy to reach the destination or whatever that goal is that you want. But every time you do the action or the thing, the stupid small thing, you're reinforcing that same neural pathway in your brain. As it's supported, it becomes easier. It becomes easier and easier to fire up those neurons again and again. And it becomes easier to do the thing. And it becomes your reality. It becomes your identity. And I get it. The jungle is dense. But it is a little easier to follow through and get through that same path that you created the day before. And every time you take that same path, it becomes easier and easier. Eventually, the behavior may become automatic. It might become that, that autopilot, that natural flow, right? Because our brain is constantly looking for patterns. It's looking for ways to conserve energy and repeat. So it might become your new reset, your new autopilot. But every time you take that new path instead of the old one, the new path gets easier, while the old path grows over. Know that I'm here. I'm here to be your biggest cheerleader and help you and coach you and come alongside you if that's something you're interested in as well. All right, good luck. I'm here to cheer you on and your success, whatever that shall look like. Thank you.